Good morning, students. Once again, I'm welcoming you in the session of computer, and we are doing our chapter number 7, which is about introduction to Python. As I have told you that Python is a complete programming language which enhances us to develop any websites, any games, any other software. So this is a very powerful language, and I have told you about the variables and data of it. Variables, the things, the memory location, the named memory location in which we store the data, and the data types means that how we can identify which kind of data we are using. If we are using numerical data, then we use the integer, and if we are using the float value, that means the fractional data, then we use the float float. And if we are using the true and false method data, that means we are using the boolean data. And if we are using spellings, word, strings, character, then we are using the string data type. Now it's time to understand Python built-in functions. Built-in functions, that means these are the tools, these are the facility that is provided by the Python language itself. Okay, let's understand an example. Supposing that you are turning off and turning on your room's fan. So what you use the switch. You use the switch now. You just switch on, then your fan will start to run. Okay, when you switch off, then your running fan will be off. So you are just concerning the switching the on button and switching the off button. You are not concerning the things that what are the circuits behind your switches. Okay, getting my point. You are not looking how the wires being connected, how's the circuit being established. You are just clicking on and the fan start running. You are clicking off, the fan stops. Okay, so this is how we can understand the functions. We are not considered about how they have been made. We are just using the facility. Okay, so here you can correlate. When you will use the facility, then it can be denoted as functions. Okay, so functions are built-in function means that is already available in the Python language. We do not need to create them. Okay, built-in function means that is already available, always available, and already available. So built-in functions are those functions which are always available in the Python language. Okay, always available for use, and we can use them functions directly in our program whenever required. So whenever we require any kind of mathematical calculation or any kind of specified condition, then we use the function. A wide variety of built-in functions available in Python. So there are many functions available. Okay, so some of these functions are, so the very first function, the very basic and the very easiest function is print function. Whatever we will get in whatever we will enter in this function, it will just print it onto the screen. Okay, so in Python, print function is used to print a specified message, string, or any other object to the screen, and it is also used to display the output of any instruction given by the user. So whatever you will put in the print function, then it will be printed on the screen. So it is also used to display the output of any instruction given by user, and this function is able to take more than one argument. Now you will ask me, sir, what is argument? Whatever we will pass in this print function will be considered as argument. Okay, if we are writing print print, if I will write my name here, so my name will be argument for this function. Okay, and we can also print the variable along it. We can also print the mathematical calculation in this. We can also print the message in this. So print function is used to display the things on the screen, whether it will be variable, whether it will be your message, or whether it will be your mathematical calculations. Getting my point? So you can also perform the mathematical calculation in the print function. You can also print the variable which you are using in your code, and you can also print the message here. So to define the clear meaning of print function, some statements and their output are given below. So here print function is being used, bracket start, double quotes, that means double inverted commas, and good morning. So this is the argument of print function, and what we are printing? We are printing a message. Print function, then double quotes, and I have already told you that if you are using string, then you have to use the double quotes. Okay, double inverted commas. So sum of 5 plus 10 is, this is the message. Mark my point, student, this is the message. This is the comma for separating two things. This is message, this is mathematical calculation, and this is separated. That means it will print the both things. It will print this message also, and it will print this calculation also. That means 15 also. So the what will be the output of it? Sum of 5 plus 10 is 15. Okay. Now look at this example. In this program, user entering the value of two variables. So we are taking two variables, A variable and B variable, and we are inputting it, input function, and then printing it. Very easy to understand. This is the program for you. You have to just enter some student information, just as name, age, class, school, and then you have to print them all. Now you will understand the input function. Okay, students. So the input function is used to accept a value for a variable from the user. That means if we do not want to fix any value, then we accept the data from the user. Okay, from the user itself. So when we want to accept the value for a variable from a user, then we use the input function. If the user define a variable with the data type such as int or float, in such a case, input function is used to input integer and float values for the defined variable. What it is saying that if we are using input function, and if we have defined here int or float float, that means now the input function will work as integer or as float. Okay, so here is the example. A is our variable, input is our function, and we are saying that enter the value of A. So whatever the value will be given by the user will be stored in this A. Okay, as similar to A, here are the B variable, input, enter the value of B. So whatever the user will give the value of B, it will be stored here in this B variable. Okay, here is the name, and input, enter your name. Okay, students. Now this is the example. Here age, then age into the integer, and then float, and then etc. So please do not consider this example, it will be complex for you. Now we will understand the comments in Python. Okay, comments are the very basic thing. So comments, that means the statement which will be ignored by the interpreter or the compilers. Okay, so comments are the statements that are added to a program with the purpose of making the code easier to understand. Mark my point, students. What I want to say is that whatever you will write as comment, it will not be counted in your code, it will not be counted in your programming. Why? Because it is used to remind yourself or to just understand the code. Okay, so comments are lines that exist in computer programs, no doubt they exist in computer programs, but that are ignored by compilers and interpreters. Comments can serve as notes to yourself or reminders, or they can be written with the intentions of other programmers being able to understand what your code is doing. That means, supposingly, if you are sending your code to someone else, so you want to explain your code also, so you can explain your code with the help of comments. Okay, because comments will not be considered as your code. So there are two types of comments which we use. The very first is single line comment, and the second one is multi-line comments. Mark my point, students. If our comment is more than one line, that means we are exceeding the one line, then we will use the multi-line comment. So here is the single line comment. In Python, we use hash. What we use? Hash, special characters to start the comment. So if we will write hash, and then whatever we are going to write along with it, then it will not be considered as the Python interpreter. Okay, and multi-line comments, that means sometimes we need multiple lines, more than one lines, then we can use the three quotes, 1 2 3 3 single quotes, and whatever we will write in these three single quotes will not be considered by the Python interpreter. Here you can see, this is my first line, this is my second line, and this is my third line. Okay, so we have written 3-line comment using the three quotes. So this is how, students, we have completed our chapter, which was the introduction to Python. Now here I am going to share my screen to practical implement it. Okay. So students, this is my desktop. Here is the start button. I have already installed the Python. So here is the Python ideally. It will take 1 minute. Here it is. Okay. Now I'm expanding it. Here it is. Now I will click on options, configure ideally. Now I will resize it to 18, apply. Okay. So this is our Python ideally shell. Now I'm going to show you the example of print function. Okay. So, but before starting the print function example, I'm starting the concept of comments. Okay. Here you can see if I'm writing hash here and whatever I will write here, let's suppose to show the use of print function. Okay, so I have written here the line to show the use of print function. Okay, and I'm just running it, then it is not running anything, but I will write print and will write hello here, and when I will click, then it is printing the output. But if I write the comment here, it is not printing anything. That means whatever you will write in the comment, it will not run, it will not be read by the interpreter. So here I am going to open the script mode. This is my script mode opened. Okay. Now I'm showing the use of print function. Okay. print, print, whatever you will write here. Okay, hello class 7 students. So it will be run as a message. Okay, now I will save, Control S. Print. Okay, so I'm giving my name as print.py. Now I'm showing you the another method of print. To print message and calculations. So print, here I am printing my name, or let's say LPS. Okay, this will be my message, and now I'm using comma. If I will use comma, then it can take the calculations also, it can take the another message also. So here I am adding 2 plus 3. So what will be the output? LPS 5. Okay. Now I'm just displaying another method to print message and variable. Okay. So here you can print the message along with the variable print. Here is the Leal school. This will be my message. Now I'm using the comma, and here I will use A. Okay. But sir, you have not defined the A. Now here I am defining A is equals to 10. Okay. So what will be my output? Leal school 10. So let's run this. I have already saved it. Okay. Hello class 7 students, LPS 5 and Leal school 10. Why it is saying Leal school 10? Here you can see. Okay. Hello class 7 students, only the message. Here is the only message. Here message along with the calculation. Here is the LPS along with the calculation. Leal school, this is my message and this is my variable. Variable's value was 10 and here it is printed. So this is how you can understand. Just a second, students. That was some error. Okay. So this is how you can understand the print function in the different manner. Okay. Now I'm going to show the use of input function. To show the use of input function. Okay. Now let's suppose A is equals to 10, but I don't want to fix it. I want that user can enter the value of A. Okay. So here I am going to use A is equals to input. Okay. INPUT input, and here enter the value of A. Okay, now I will print the value of A. So here you cannot say that what is in the A. Okay, A's value is not defined here. So it will be given by user with the use of this input function. Okay, so I'm running this. Enter the value of A. Here is 5. Now 5. 5 will be printed. Let's me see. Here you can see I'm saving it. Run. Entering the value of A. Let's suppose 45. Now it is 45. So 45 is being stored in A. So how it is being done? It's being done using the input function. Okay. So this is how you can understand the input function, print function, and some other kind of function. And I have told you about the comments also. Let's take an example of multi-line comments. Supposingly I want to write let's say multi-line comments. Okay, so I will use 1 2 3 this to showing. Okay, I'm coming to the next line, the multi-line. Coming to the next line, now I will enclose it with 1 2 3. Okay, so this will not be entered. Saving it, running it. Here it is. So whatever we have written here to showing the multi-line comments is not being considered in our output. So student, this is how we have completed the chapter, and I hope that you enjoyed this session. Please take care of yourself. Bye-bye.